Welcome to Game of the Week, and what a game this one is going to be. The Wigan Warriors taking on the Catalan Dragons at Magic Weekend. This is going to be sensational. Two teams who are, without question, title contenders, clearly in playoff positions. It's second against third. Let's take a look at how well their players have been playing thus far in 2023. Three players there really stand out in those stats. Bevan French for the Wigan Warriors and Tom Johnson and Adam Kieran for the Catalan Dragons. The latter, Kieran, will not be playing, not mentioned in the 21-man squad, which we'll look at a little bit later on. But now let's go back in time to round number 4 when the Wigan Warriors welcomed the Catalan Dragons. The Wigan Warriors welcome the unbeaten Catalan Dragons to the DW Stadium for the Betfred Super League Round 4 tie. Two wingers on show tonight are in great form. Tom Johnson having scored 5 for his new club, and Liam Marshall leading the try-scoring charts with 8. Adam Kieran, who's been impressive, also in the lineup for the Catalan Dragons. This was going to be a tight game.
More going for the line himself. Can he get the ball down? Brilliant Wigan defence, it had to be. He was stretching every sinew, and he was pushed back. They're knocking on the door, and they're more than knocking on the door, because that is the first try of the game.
It was going to take something big and strong and powerful to get over that line, and there it was. Manu Mount, he comes onto this ball. As soon as this ball's played, he's just setting his target. He's already picked where he's going to run, and he's got to be brave. Look at him, you can spot the defenders. He's looking where he goes. He just settles a bit further out. Eyes up Singleton, hits and spins and gets over.
Mathieu Laguerre with an arm injury is off for the Catalan Dragons. Desiree does really well right in front of those Wigan posts. McAlorum looks right, goes left. May with a little pass, and the ball will go out surely for the try for Romano, and that's a brilliant Catalan try.
Look at there, just out the back play, and again, simple hands, you're making that defence come in. The ball's just moving really swiftly across there, and then we see Cuss there doesn't know what to do. He's got to pin his defence there, and that just opens up the side.
They've got a minute, they've got 6 players, they're going to go for 2 points.
So Harry Smith to put some points on the board for Wigan, and he does right at the end of what's been a pulsating first half here at the DW Stadium. Smith again will be involved in everything. That's a brilliant offload, and there is the try. Superb play from Kane Ellis.
And he run with some purpose, run with some intent. Gets his nose through the line, and then Harry Smith, look at him, he just wraps around. He goes through 2 players. That's a good play from the prop forward. He's just got to tuck the ball under his wing, and Harry Smith, well, as a half-back, you've got to know who can offload the ball, who can break a tackle, and he knew exactly what he had to do. He had to keep alive, keep pushing up.
Runs off the challenge of McAlorum. The referee here is going to say penalty. And every point that Wigan have on the board has come from that young man, and Harry Smith has got the feeling that there's One or two twists and turns left in this game, and this may be one as well. Brilliant run. Chance, got to score, surely. Gets the ball down. Now, did he score?
He's still got possession of the ball. It's in his arms. There's one man in the tackle at that point. Sloman, he's still got possession of the ball. Keep it going, keep it going. Keep it going on this angle. He'll pause it there. There. Thank you.
What a moment it is for...
A fantastic win for the Catalan Dragons at Wigan Warriors, now going 4 from 4 at the start of the 2023 season. As for Wigan, well, they have not had the start that they would have won. Errors aplenty in this game, a real showery night at the DW Stadium, but the conditions were the same for both sides, and it was the Dragons that prevailed. Catalan Dragons scoring 3 tries, not 13. A little bit of an oversight there, but what a game it was at the DW Stadium in round 4. Catalan coming away with those vital 2 points, and at the time we're on a winning streak that would be extended to 5 the following week. So let's take a look now at these two teams in a little bit more detail. First of all, their last 5 encounters in Super League, starting with the Wigan Warriors. And of course, they won against the Warrington Wolves and then Wakefield Trinity before going down to Hull FC and the Leeds Rhinos before picking up that vital win last week at Craven Park in what was an absolute thriller. As for the Catalan Dragons, well, of course, they lost to Huddersfield Giants and Salford in successive weeks before then getting on a good 3-game winning streak that involved St Helens, Castleford Tigers and Wakefield Trinity. Some really good play indeed. Both of these two teams, of course, playing really good rugby league in Super League. It is second against third. Look at the average points. Very little between them, but Catalan have the edge. That said, the average points conceded, Catalan just a little bit more than Wigan. It's going to be another tight affair. The men in form, it had to be Liam Farrell. He's been fantastic in the month of May, got into our team of the month, of course, and a great hat-trick last week. And Arthur Morg, our player of May here at Super League Raw, is in stupendous form and growing in confidence every single week at full-back. Outstanding players. The bookies, they're going with the Wigan Warriors 8-15 as opposed to the Catalan Dragons, who are 8-5. So let's take a look at them in a bit more detail now. Starting with tries. Catalan now are first, joint with Warrington for the amount of tries scored this year. As you can see, the average metres gained and total metres goes the way of the Wigan Warriors. But look at the tackle bus and look at the clean breaks. That is a real danger sign for Wigan. Catalan Dragons know how to punch through a line. They've got a really solid middle unit. And of course, we know that Wigan at the moment are a little bit under par in the pack due to injuries. Offloads go the way of Wigan. Of course, Toby King, very pivotal in that. They tackle more in games, which suggests that they don't have possession as much as the Catalan Dragons. And of course, the errors and the penalties would support that. Wigan, without question there, having a little bit more looseness, shall we say, with the ball. And then, of course, we come finally to yellow cards. Wigan, 4 yellow cards this season to Catalan's 3. These teams will desperately need to have 13 players on the field for the full 80 minutes. If any of these teams succumb to a yellow card, that could be a big difference in the game. Now, this week on Tuesday, live on Super League Raw Weekly at 8 o'clock, we had a guest, Steph Sale, and he, myself and Greg predicted how we thought this game would go. So there it is, the game of the week for the Magic Weekend. It had to be, didn't it? Wigan Warriors taking on the Catalan Dragons, second against third. It's really teed up, this one, no doubt about it. Gary Schofield going Catalan 1-8. Steph, where do you see it?
I agree with Gary. I think Catalan are gonna get there again. It's another. I mean, it's the game. It's a cracking match. This one, I think, it's going to be an absolute belter. I'll definitely be tuning in for this one.
Spot on, Greg.
I'm going to go Wigan.
Going Wigan. What score, mate?
I'm going to go Wigan 9-17.
9.
Just don't know why. I just think Wigan are. Wigan. I just get a feeling that they're going to assert themselves in this game. They, by their own high standards, they probably didn't play as well as they could against Hull KR, although Hull KR did match them. And I think, Catalan sometimes don't travel that well when it comes to Magic. I think Wigan 9-17.
Fair enough. Ian Judson going Wigan 18 plus. Alex Sharp 9-17 Wigan. Dawn Baker Wigan by 4. Vicky Sale is going Catalan 1-8. Joel Scholes Wigan 1-8. James Pike Wigan 1-8. Alan Clegg, don't think Cats can keep Bevan French quiet. Wigan 10-18, and Steve Wilson going 1-8, also in favour of Wigan. I'm going Catalan 9-17. So a lot of love for Wigan live on Super League Royal Weekly this Tuesday night. And as you could see there, I disagreed. I think Catalan could, without doubt, win this game at St James's Park this weekend. So now let's take a look at who we've picked as our key battle in this game number 2. Well, it's no surprise. It's going to be the two fullbacks, Bevan French and Arthur Morg. These two players are absolutely electric. Both of them evade challenges. Defences stand off them, as these two clips clearly identify. And when you stand off a player with the quality and pace of these two, then you are asking for trouble, whether that be that they score the 4 point themselves or whether that be that they lay it up, as Bevan French did there for Liam Farrell. So let's take a look at these two in more detail. Head-to-head, it is all Bevan French, the master against the apprentice. Both have appeared in all 13 games this season, but look at the try assists, all going the way of Bevan French, as do clean breaks and tackle busts. But Morg is growing. There's no doubt about that. And he is going to be a player to watch in the long term. Is this the game where he really does set the standard, where he announces himself on the big stage against the biggest challenge? We're going to have to wait and see. But you can see there quite clearly that the advantage in attack goes the way of Bevan French. However, in defence, more errors, as you can see there, 20 errors to 12. He does throw the ball around quite a lot, Bevan French. There's nothing wrong with that. He chances his arm. He's always going to pick up a few errors. But, defensively, Arthur Morg, 99 tackles to 56. He'll put his hand up. He'll put in a shift. But Bevan French in attack is the one to watch. So now let's get a view from inside both camps. First of all, we're going to hear from Tyrone May.
No, it's a good week, not just for us, but for the Super League, being in Newcastle and all the teams going up there. I know being a part of it last year, it's a big event, for that city and that region, so we can bring rugby league there and hopefully expand the game. Yeah, it's obviously a top of the table clash. They had a good win against Hull on the weekend, which again was a top quality game, so hopefully we can put on a performance, not just for us but for the fans around the world. Yeah, top two, obviously there's advantages with that. You get a home semi and you only have to win one game before the big one, but this will be a big stepping stone for us to get the job done this week to secure them top two spots down in the end.
Yeah, it's obviously really exciting. I think we've got a bit of a point to prove against Catalan after they put a job on us earlier in the year at home. So we've been doing our work this week to prep for those guys. And like you said, there's some ex-Wigan players in there who we know very well, and obviously the quality players. And on top of that, they've got some other stars too that we've got to look after. So yeah, it'll be a really good game. I think they're a tough physical side, and we know what we need to do. We've watched enough video this week to sort of be ready for them. So hopefully we can just execute our game plan at the weekend and things go well. Getting all the teams playing at the same ground on the same weekend, especially when it's a ground as sort of iconic as St James's, and the fact that all the fans travel up there and they enjoy themselves and have a good weekend, and everyone mills in together, and there's all that banter but that respect together with the teams is good. So yeah, I do like the concept of Magic. I think I've always enjoyed playing up there. I know we've had some tough results in the last couple of Magic weekends, but yeah, it's always a good weekend and it's fun. Yeah.
So there's no doubt about it. The players extremely excited going into this one. They're ready. Both of those two interviews are available in full on the respective channels of Wigan Warriors and the Catalan Dragons. But what did the coaches say? Well, let's start with Steve McNamara. He said, "We relish these challenges and Magic is a great occasion in a brilliant stadium. I love Magic Weekend. I think it's awesome. We're really looking forward to the game. It's always difficult against Wigan and it will be no different on Saturday. I saw their match at Hull KR and it was incredible. They just never give up and they will be the same in Newcastle. We need to be a whole lot better than we were last week to beat a very, very good Wigan side." As for Matt Peat, well, he said in his press conference, there's excitement around this fixture and it's one people look forward to. It has a big match feel. It's in a big stadium, but it's also a big test for us. It was a tough night against a very intelligent Catalan side back in round 4, who taught us a lesson on how to play in those conditions. And Saturday will be another difficult test. They have a fantastic squad with plenty of experience and they have a lot of threat. They're an outstanding team. mutual respect from both coaches, and why not? This has got everything, hasn't it? Both the coaches need to go toe-to-toe in terms of their tactics, and the players are going to be electric at St James's Park. Now, both teams have announced their 21-man squads. In his press conference, Steve McNamara did hint that maybe Tom Davies, Manu Mao, and Adam Kieran could maybe feature in this game, but all three are not in the 21. Sam Tompkins is. He returns, and that's going to be interesting. Will he come off the bench? Tyrone May last week against Wakefield, very, very good. You would expect Mitchell Pearce to come back into the halves. I think Romano is playing too well in centre to put Tyrone May in there, but maybe he will, because clearly on the wings, it's more than likely going to be Tom Johnson or Fahad Yahar. Fahad Yahar was expected to be a doubt, so maybe Yahar might miss out, and that will mean Romano going onto the wing with Tyrone May coming into the centres. But when you look at these two sides down the middle, Catalan have the edge. They've got the bigger units. They really are going to try and punch massive holes down Wigan's middle. As for Wigan, of course, the big news, Jai Field back in the squad. Now, in his pre-match press conference, Matt Peake did intimate he was 50-50 only for this game, but should return for the St Helens game in a week's time. Maybe that will be when we see Jai Field. And, of course, if that's the case, Bevan French, we expect, will remain at fullback regardless. So Field would probably partner Harry Smith in the halves if he was to come back. Last week, we saw Morgan Smithies go in to second row because, of course, Willie Iser is still out injured, and they utilised Joe Shorrocks at loose forward. We would probably expect them to do that again. And, of course, Junior Nsemba has been very impressive for Wigan over the last few rounds. That lad has got a massive future in the game. It really is teed up. Two fantastic teams going head-to-head, second against third. It's Magic Weekend. It's the greatest spectacle of rugby league in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, enjoy it. You don't want to miss this one. If you've enjoyed Game of the Week, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and get involved in the Facebook Fans Forum. That's been Game of the Week for this week. We will be back next week for round number 14. Bye for now.